What the hell has this country come to? You can't even take your Guma out to a Coldplay concert without everybody blowing you up. There was a time in this great country, you took your wife out on Friday night, you took your girlfriend out on Saturday. I know the broads get all worked up about it, but ask Grandpa. He'll tell you. They're called the good old days. Swaying back and forth, music's playing, wind's blowing through your hair. All of a sudden, that Chris Martin boss winds up his conscious uncoupling ability, but you're down there looking at your keys so you don't see it. And here it comes. Boom. You pop all your cooldowns. Too late, family. That ability landed, and now you're fucked. Group wipes, and this is how it goes. Now you got to hear everybody's shit. Everybody's got something to say. You know, this healer sucks. It's why it's so important to set up your UI correctly. And one of the big benefits to PvP is that it teaches you to look out over your screen. Thoughts and prayers for our boy getting marched through the streets. Shame, shame, shame. Hope everybody's having a good time farming up all those rare mounts. Although, now that more people have them, they're less rare and less cool. Whether you're in classic or retail, all of us are kind of waiting in the wings for our particular brand of WoW content to drop. I know the MoP Classic community's got to be excited. We're 2 days out when I'm recording this. Hope everybody has a blast leveling up in those lush Pandaria zones. I mean, launches are always a blast. And everybody loves a great launch. Even if you're not really in on the expansion, the first 2 weeks of a launch are always fun. And what I always tell you a launch reveals is how much the world being full of other players makes a difference. One of the problems that Classic and Retail both have is that as people level up and they get to max level, they have less and less reasons to leave the cities. And it's really bad in Retail because of the Dungeon Finder and stuff. And that's why things like mega servers and sharding are so cool, because you can bring a whole bunch of people together and really populate a world. But it always sucks when the population starts declining because the world becomes dead. I was never a huge fan of MoP. It just really was not my jam. But I always respected the art. And, you know, I like things like the farm. And shout out to the fishing faction. I farmed all that up, and I thought that was awesome. And I always am looking for more in the fishing department. Y'all know that about me. And like I said, the farm and stuff. So, I mean, it was a beautiful expansion, and I hope you guys have a lot of fun in there. Just remember, don't let all those chubby, fuzzy, cute pandas distract you. We must remain faithful to the light. Over in Vanilla Classic, we've got the AQ patch popping off. For those going from the rank 14 grind into the Scarab Lord grind, we salute. Apparently, Blizzard's got a booth at the Gamescom convention in August, mid-August, and they're going to reveal some information on midnight. So stay tuned for that. Over in Retail, starting on August 5th, prepare for another island adventure. This time we're going to Netherstorm Island. Now, there's a lot coming in with this new island, and I could go through it all, and God knows there's going to be a whole shit ton of everything you need to do in 11.2. And I could go through all this, but I mean, do I really need to? If you've played Retail at all, you're well familiar with the new island starter pack. You know what all this is. This is the same Retail formula we've had since Timeless Isle. New island, new shit. Reset the gear treadmill, everybody hops on and goes for as long as they're having a good time. You get burned out, you hop off, you go do other shit until the new season comes in. My number one piece of advice right now, this is what you need to do before 11.2 is put the WoW down. And if you are going to play WoW, take advantage of the mount farm thing, do some T-Mog runs, do some fishing by all means. But as best you can, put the WoW down, because you want to be hungry. And when you put the WoW down, you take that WoW break, then you come back, you hop in here, and it feels great. But if you never stop playing, in my opinion, this is the genesis of a lot of toxicity in World of Warcraft. You're dealing with some people that are terminally online because they're using the World of Warcraft as a way to escape either themselves or their situation. And then what happens is you come in here having fun or whatever, and then you wipe, and then that negative experience plugs them into all those negative feelings that they're trying to avoid. And now all of a sudden, boom, the dam breaks, and here comes toxic asshole pounding on the keys. And I want to state emphatically that the WoW community as a whole is fantastic. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you hit that tripwire and all of a sudden some little gremlin's coming at you like a DSM pop-up. And this is what I'm telling you. Sometimes you got to take a break from WoW. And I'd love to go hop into a game like Battlefield where all these old veterans are in here fucking each other up, getting their PTSD all fired up. I don't know. I think maybe it helps them deal with it. But they're just going at it in here. But at the end of the match, you'll just see them all say, good game. And I love good game culture. I mean, these kids today cry and bitch if you don't FF15. Let me take you back to Pee Wee football. Just a bunch of bobbleheads out there running around. And Brother of Oklahoma got started late, and I sucked. And I got put on the team that sucked. And we got bussed across town to play the team that was good. And we started getting blasted right from the start. We went at a half down 40-3. And we only had 3 because they fumbled, and we recovered. And we had this short little soccer kid that had a hell of a leg on him. And he put us on the board. We go in at halftime. Remember those halftime speeches you used to get before social media and cell phone cameras were everywhere? Oh, those coaches would tee off, flipping tables, pull your head out of your ass, start screaming about how you got no heart and you're not focused. And see, in my opinion, the problem was the other team, they had way better gear and stats, right? They were faster, they had more stamina, they were stronger. It looked like the bobbleheads versus the ogres out there. I mean, by the end of the game, they were letting the 4th graders tee off on us, bro. We huddle up outside our little bus before we get on it to go back at the end of our, I think it was like 76-3 mauling. And my coach is so pissed, he's got tears in his eyes. He can't even talk. It's like, we're going to deal with this Monday. Get on the bus. Then you got on the bus and you remember, you drove home in silence. Eyes on your laces, and you wouldn't make a peep. God help the player who laughed or, oh, dude. But this is the great thing about sports. Because what do they make you do after you get blasted? They make you march out on that field, and you got to slap hands, right? Good game, good game, good game. Why? Why do we do that? To teach you to take your licks like a man. And you still have that in a lot of these young guys. A lot of them are fantastic. But we've also got the gremlins. Okay, and when you come into the world of Warcraft, one of the things we don't talk about is the spectrum of participation. And now more than ever, we have a legion of people who have basically forfeited real life to excel in a virtual world. Okay, and that's their choice to make. It's their life. But when you have to interact with these people as someone who hasn't made that sacrifice, and of course, you're not as good at the game. You're not as prepared for the boss fight. You're not as good at the PvP because you've had sex and you saw the sun and you picked up your kids and you have a mortgage and you have a job and you have all these distractions and horrible things that are pulling you away from being what you could be. The best thing you can do, ignore early, ignore often. And just honestly, get out of all the trade chats and shit. Because if you don't know, an epic battle started, I think it was during COVID, but I don't know exactly the date. I should look into this. The idea is basically that sometime during COVID, it just broke. It broke everything. But one of the things that got ignited in the online universe was this epic battle between the virgins and the queers, right? And they just go at it in every space, especially video games. I mean, just go sit in trade chat in World of Warcraft or any other game you play, and you'll see between the virgins, the queers, and the MAGAs, there's just no stopping. And this isn't guys my age. I mean, these 20 to 35-year-olds, they are ratcheted up. And it's really like a gremlin situation going on here because they were like cute little boys at one time, right? And they just needed a supportive society and some good structure. But because we failed them at pretty much every step of the way, and we allowed billionaires to run algorithmic software on our children, without any idea of what it was going to do to them. And now we see, right? It really fucked them up. But to be fair, they seem to be having a really good time with each other. And I think they're kind of fun. There's kind of a charm to Gremlins if you really get down to it. So they've got their things. Well, that's the exception, not the rule. I think if we're honest, in a lot of these online worlds, it's less of the exception now than it used to be. I think there's a lot more people escaping into these worlds, and that's been my experience. All that to say, put the WoW down. Take a break. Take the next few weeks to just go out, play some other games, hit your Steam backlog or fall back to, I don't know, whatever it is, Skyrim, whatever. Go relax, have some fun, leave WoW alone. If you're going to hop on and have some fun, whatever that is for you. But as much as you can, put the WoW down for a little bit. Because when you do finally come back, you're going to be excited. You're going to feel good about it. It's going to be like a breath of fresh air. Oh, and if you're looking to have a little fun playing WoW, let me remind you of another awesome thing that's coming up right here. That old auction house dance party. And as you guys know, no one lights up the auction house dance party like Brother Oklahoma. Remember back in the day when you used to play Warcraft for fun? Well, that's what this is. I'm telling you, log in, come in here and see everybody and their transmogs getting wild. It's going to be good for you. It's hilarious. It's fun. We'll stop by and take a look at everybody. If you've never been at an auction house dance party, it's your first time, you're a little nervous, you don't know exactly what to do, no problem. As always, I got you right here. Just follow my lead, get you a T-Mog, shake your ass, have a blast. That should be the slogan. And that's where we're at right now. We're at fun and chill. You log on, you have some fun, and then you chill with the WoW for a little bit. Then yourself out, so when the new content hits, you're ready to go. And that's what I plan to do. And until then, I'll see y'all out on the dance floor. Oklahoma out.